My mother sadly died when I was born. I feel like my father blamed me for it my whole life, and my girlfriend's father, stepsister, died of cancer when she was 2 years old. We are both 33 now. Our parents met in kindergarten when we were 4 years old. 2 years later they got married and had our siblings 7 years later. At the beginning of their marriage, both parents treated us well, but as our siblings were born, they left us aside and practically treated us as a nuisance in their family. Due to their lack of affection, my stepsister and I became very close in our childhood and adolescence. We were schoolmates, so we spent most of our time together. My mother's family lives in another city, but they were always interested in me. I used to spend my summer vacations with them and I always received gifts and money from my uncles and grandparents because they knew that I was not treated well in my father's house. On the contrary, my stepsister lost contact with her father's family and they were never interested in her. When we graduated from high school, my mother's family offered me to live in their city and pay for my college tuition. My stepsister was unlucky because our parents told us that they couldn't pay for us to go to college because it would be a big expense for them, so she got a part-time job and studied at a public university, which she ended up dropping out to work full-time for being able to run away from home because our parents treated her badly. Clarify that our birthdays were very simple, unlike our brothers who had 80 guests, extravagant decorations and entertainment. Their gifts were ostentatious, but with us they gave us anything worth less than $20. We lost our virginity together, we were our first kiss, we comforted and supported each other. We were very close. When I moved city, we never stopped communicating. So, at times I used to travel to spend weekends with her. When we were 21, my stepsister became pregnant with me. She worked 2 jobs back then to survive. We decided to tell our parents that we would have the baby and I would hold responsible, but they simply disowned us, blamed us for making them look bad to their friends and were ashamed of us for having disrespected them in that way. They turned their families against us and blocked us from their lives. After that, my stepsister fell into depression. I took her with me a week later. We packed her clothes and the most essential things for her. When I got to my grandparents' house I told them what happened. My aunt's family lives with them and they all listened to us. They already knew my stepsister before and far from being upset, they offered us their support. My grandmother hugged her and told her that as long as she had my child they would treat her like someone else in the family. But the condition they gave us was that we couldn't live together unless I graduated. We accepted and my stepsister lived in their house for a year and a half. Our daughter was born healthy and I visited her daily to see how they were doing. I eventually graduated and we moved in together. My aunt suggested that my stepsister go to a therapist because she has problems due to rejection and lack of a father figure. For our daughter's first birthday we decided to email our parents with photos of her in case they were interested in meeting her, but their response was that they were not interested in anything related to us, nor were they interested in meeting our bastard daughter. From that day on we swore we would never communicate with them again. Years later my grandparents died, and they inherited me some property and money. By then our second child had already been born before the pandemic. Finally last year our third child was born and I decided to propose to her. The wedding will be in July and we plan to do my girlfriend's dream ceremony. NY. However, a couple of weeks ago our parents contacted us and now they want to have a relation again and want to know their grandchildren. It's been a long time and they forgive us for our mistake and humiliation. We just ignored them and cut off their calls, but on Sunday they knocked on our door and wanted to talk to us. We reject them and do not let them into our house. Since yesterday they began to defame us on their social networks about how bad people we were and how ungrateful we are. My girlfriend has been very anxious since then and we have received hundreds of messages from friends and family who turned their backs on us criticizing our attitude. However, today my uncles have come out to defend us and plan to take legal action against them for defamation. Furthermore, my cousins have clarified our situation with some evidence on their social networks. Our friends have also countered the publications saying that they were always careless with us, even a couple of school teachers joined the publications. Our parents' favoritism is now being exposed at this moment. Finally, my girlfriend and I published the email where they did not want to meet their bastard granddaughter and that we were ashamed to their family. We decided that we would keep our promise to not expose our children to our toxic families, nor will they be invited to our wedding. My uncles suggested we hire extra security personnel, they even offered to pay for it. If this behavior continues, we also plan to take legal action to not allow them to approach us or our children without our permission. My maternal family is definitely the best thing that has happened to us and we feel blessed for it, but my uncles tell us that there is nothing to be grateful for because we are family.